Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for being here today. Our group will be presenting to you Health Hit Care, or HH care for short. As you may know that the insurance is very relatable to us. Maybe because some of us are interested in becoming actuary one day, or maybe you just want to understand how companies calculate premium, the benefits to both customers and companies. Insurance industry is very important in our economy and society as a whole, as it is a process of using mathematical tools to make sharing risks for a large group of people more effective. In other words, by buying our product, you can both protect someone you love financially and also contribute to the economy as a whole. The premium calculation in the real world is, of course, more complicated than our model. Our model is simple, not involved in a lot of complexity, and easy to understand. So we have two main goals for our presentation today. First is to pitch the product, make it more interesting for customers to buy, explain what the benefits that you as customers will get from our product. And second is explain how the insurance will benefit the company by showing our summarized calculation. Hopefully you will appreciate our simple model, but still versatile and understand how we obtain the calculation. Let's get started with pitching. We consider the scenario during COVID-19. We predict that our economy might not be great at the time that we launch the product. For the company to survive, we consider the insurance that can make the most profits. Whole life insurance is the most profitable product, yet the easiest to calculate, in my opinion. And to make sure that our product is outstanding to customers, our product would include COVID-19 package. This is the sales strategy, as our instructor mentioned earlier, that the people are more interested in COVID-19 recently. By providing to their needs, we can make sure that the traditional insurance can be sold. The COVID-19, as you may know, has little or no impact from in insurance calculation perspective, as the infection rate is relatively low compared to a large size of population. The impact in the numbers might be very low, but the impact in people's psychology is very high, and we that's why we include this package in our product. So our product is the whole life insurance. This is our butcher, gorgeous, isn't it? Our product is whole life insurance, meaning that it covers all of your life in general, but this is unlikely, but could happen. If you live until the age 99 and you get 100%, you will get 100% of your sum assured back. The money, sum assured is the money that you select and payable at the end of the year of your death in our model. By buying our insurance, you can make sure that someone that you love will not be affected by your death and continue to live their happy lives, so that you can die without worrying about anything behind you. The sum assured is ranged from 500,000 to 5 million bahts. By this, we can ensure that the company don't receive too many small or large large claims for the company to handle effectively. The period of payment is 20 years. You can choose to pay annually or semi-annually. And the premium is paid at the beginning of the year. This is for making the calculation easier to follow along and to make sure that the paid premium in each year isn't too high for customers relative to benefits and their income. So we have only one option in terms of period of payment. However, our product has the limited age of 60, and this is our target group. We think that by focusing on this group, we might gain the most profits out of this policy. You can buy our insurance right now by calling to 0319 or 315 22 9419. Now, what about the company? How can we convince the board that this product is worth going for? Well, lucky that you ask. In our calculation explanation, we want to try to make sure that the board that might not have a lot of technical knowledge can understand the whole picture of our calculation, plus the practical numbers like profits that they can be easily used for making their decisions. So in our calculation part, to find the premium, we use some assumptions. First is about the mortality table for male and female. We use this table given by OIC. We also use the adjusted rate of 10%. Also, this number is given by YC. After we obtain Q or a death rate, we adjust Q and then we get a new Q. We then want to find the premium by using the equivalent principle. Money in equals money out. In our model, the money in is the premium and the money out is the benefits. We use this assumption of fixed and variable expenses as shown in the first year means the expense happened at the first year, and the renewable year is the expense that is expected to occur after first year. We will use we have two payment option by agent and banking, and the commission rate is shown below. We will in our calculation, premium calculation, we will use Ronagon, aka SAM, as the example of our calculation. Consider SAM by our insurance from the bank. Sam is a boy, of course, and we will use Q from male table. Age 22, he chooses the sum assured of 500,000 bahts. Pretty rich, huh? He chooses to pay annually at the beginning of the year. The pricing interest that we use is 3%. We get it from the bonds assumption. To calculate the premium, first, we need to find the money out that we have to pay. The idea is that we want to know the probability the same will die in particular year after the age of 22. And then we'll multiply that probability that he will die in each year with the sum assured. In this case, is 500,000 bahts. Then we discount all of these cash flows back to the starting year. That's the meaning of the red formula. We do the same thing with maturity benefits with the blue formula. If you happen to live beyond age of 99, this will get the total money out of about 110,000 bahts, and APV is the abbreviation from actual present value, account for the death probability. Next, we want to explain or review the notion of annuity. Annuity is the total amount with the same premium paid in years, just discount backwards, represented by this A double dot angle N. So the money in is the premium times the annuity in each year. Now, since we don't know how many years Sam would actually pay, since we don't know exactly the year that Sam will die, we then assume that in each year, if Sam lives, Sam will pay. Multiplies that probability by the premium, and we get the total in. And AX here, AX double dot angle XN is the annuity, like here, but accounted for the death rate. And in our calculation, since the period of payment is 20, so we get this symbol, and this number, we get it from Excel by using this formula. We get the value of about 15, and we plug all the numbers in, and we get the premium that Sam has to pay. Now, it's time to calculate the profit. After we know premium, it's about 7,600. We can find the total revenue and total expense of the company. The income comes from the premium itself and the money that we invested in using that premium that we got. We assume that in each year we get the interest from our investment of 5%. That's our revenue. We have 5 sources of expense: death and maturity benefits are calculated like we discussed earlier using probability of dying surviving. Then we have commission. We assume that the commission cost from our agents are 11% and 13%. We'll use 13% here, since Sam bought from the bank. Now, we also use the assumption of the fixed expenses and variable expenses here, and then we sum the total revenue up and subtract by the total expenses. We then get the profit in each year in the net of about 5,000 bahts, or about 40% profit margin. Now, this is good because Sam will be protected financially and the company is profitable as well. Now, what if the factors change? What if interest rate or maturity rate change maybe? What would affect the profit? Here is the summary. We will do a sensitivity test to have a clear picture. As you can see, we play around with interest rate, maturity rate, and so on. And we get this result. These are the profit margins that we get from each scenarios, and these are the differences from the baseline. So what does this table tell us? All of scenarios are profitable here, as you can see. But what does that mean? It means that some assumptions like expenses might be really off, because in the real world, according to the accounts from a set website, none of insurance firms that we found really get the profits from premium alone. A lot of income comes from investment, from 5 to 30%, varying among companies. Furthermore, change in profit margin in any cases are relatively low, about less than 10%. So with many changes, the product is still isn't too sensitive to the change. And that is the good sign for the company, meaning that they don't have to worry about what would happen in the future. So this is the end of our presentation. We hope that you and Sam would enjoy this presentation and understand the concepts behind all of our calculations. Thank you.